Hello and welcome back. I am 2 days, so this is Thursday, June 4th, and I have 2 days left before my big show, and it's calling for thunderstorms. Yeah, not impressed. I am hoping that the weather changes between now and Saturday morning, and yeah, I don't think it's going to cooperate. So today I have all of like my non-crochet, well, not completely non-crochet, but non-crochet market prep. I'm going to show you what I did with my sandwich board sign and taking Phoebe apart at the trailer, and now I have to fix her legs. So I don't know, hold on, let me adjust the camera here for you. So her legs are stretched out. There are pool noodles in here, and they are very stretched out. So I have to cut these off. And the last time I fixed her, I also put her legs on the wrong side, and I was so frustrated I just left it. So they need to go on the other side as well. And I'm just going to recrochet them with new yarn, because I don't know if you can see this, but kids love to come up and like swing her legs, and they get dirty, very, very dirty. It's all up, both the legs, both the feet. So I am thinking that maybe this time when I redo her legs for the third time is that I am going to put like, you know those booties that movers wear on their shoes going in and out of people's houses? I was thinking I'd get those to put on her feet, or I was thinking maybe clear shower caps to put on the bottom of her feet to kind of at least mitigate some of this dirt that gets on her feet, because it happens very quickly. Like if I don't do something, I guarantee you, even by the time we get to the show on Saturday, she's going to be dirty again. And I really don't want that. I do also have to adjust some of the stuffing. I don't know if you can see it in the video or not, but she's kind of indented in a couple places still. So I need to adjust the stuffing in there. And this, if you, I'm sure since you're still watching, or you'll see later, I guess, in the video, is that we took out the wooden dowel we had in there because it keeps breaking. The screw keeps snapping the wood that is the base. So this time we got a metal flagpole and we screwed it to the base, and instead of that dowel like being up out of her body all the time, which means it's getting pushed around and bent when we're traveling with it. Sometimes when I put her away, the kids will put her away in the storage locker, and the dowel gets like, not sandwiched, but what's the word I'm looking for? Almost like it's used to brace the rest of her body, and it gets weak and it snaps and it breaks. So this time we have metal. It's a metal flagpole, and it comes apart and it screws back together. So this also is going to take up less space in the van when we're traveling, because that big long dowel caused some problems. So without further ado, I am going to cut her legs off. I'm going to discard the yarn. There's no chance of reusing it. It's disgusting. And then I have 2 balls of the pink back there, and I am going to get to fixing her legs, because tomorrow my kiddos have a PA day and they're going to be driving me crazy all day, and I'm not going to have time to do this. So I'll see you in a little bit. So I'm just going to do a voiceover for this part of it, because trying to record anything with my kids is insane. So I've taken the sandwich board apart, the blackboard piece there, and these are the frames. This is going pink. As you can see, pink spray paint is everywhere. I got on my shoes, and even the black I did for the blackboard, I ended up getting sprinkles of black paint all over me. And I ended up having to do 2 coats of the blackboard paint on the blackboard.
Is that what James is? That's all.
But you can see they're all done. I just have to put it back together now. Lots of screws and bolts going into this one. You can see the black paint all over my hand. So we got it all back together. You can see there's some spots I missed because it was up against that board in the shed because it was very, very windy when I was painting it, and I didn't have the time to wait for another weekend to get it done because I was kind of at the end of my time. But it looks so nice now. Just have to do some more touch-ups to it.
Answer me. You will be.
So we are, well, I am frogging the pink yarn of Phoebe's bum, basically. The yarn has been used, like frogged and then crocheted and frogged and recrocheted a couple times. This is likely going to be the very last time that I can frog this yarn before I'm gonna have to replace the yarn because it's starting to get a little thin and the fibers are starting to fall apart, which I assumed was going to happen anyway because this is the older version of Loops and Threads Sweet Snuggles Light. So now that the new version is out, I'm gonna have to replace it. And with everybody touching it at shows and being moved into the storage locker and then back to the van, it's starting to get a little threadbare and not look as great as she did the first time I put her together. I'm trying to remember, I have it written down somewhere, but there are 4 balls of the fuchsia pink, 2 balls of the baby pink for her legs, and then about a quarter of a ball for the black and white of her beak and her wings, maybe half balls because of the wings. I'll have to double check, but all in all, there are 4, 6, 8 balls of Sweet Snuggles Light in Phoebe, plus a box and a half of the 5-pound fiber fill. She also has a wood base in her bum, and now she has a flagpole for her neck, and 3 pool noodles, 1 in each leg and 1 in her neck, plus the felt eyes. So my girls here are just pulling out all the stuffing out from inside of her because we have to take the board in her bum that keeps her stable out so we can put the new metal flagpole in for her neck because the wood dowel keeps breaking. So we used a big clear garbage bag at the trailer just to keep all the stuffing in so it didn't catch up any leaves and stuff. You can see the board we used. It's just a wood blank from Michael's. And now I was going to take off the legs, but then I remembered I wanted to take pictures of her. And you can see here now that we've got the flagpole screwed onto the wood base. Hubby and I spent a couple hours going back and forth from the trailer to town trying to find the best screws to use because the ones that came with the flagpole didn't work. They were too short. And we ended up putting shims underneath the flagpole piece just to make it so the screws would fit and not snap the board again. This is the 3rd time we've redone her base and neck because it kept snapping on us. We're just putting it back in here. And then I'm going to have to put all the stuffing back in her and re-crochet up her neck so that it all fits again. It took like, I want to say half an hour or so to do this part, but I'm gonna speed you through, so I'll see you at the end. Alright, so I'm out on my balcony here, and I've got, you can see the top of it, the chalkboard sign. On the way home from the trailer, some of the pink from the tarp got on the black, so I have to fix that. And there's a couple spots that I missed while I was spray painting in the shed where the tarp kind of came up and was in the way, and on the inside. So I have more paint, and I just have a paintbrush and an old coffee, instant coffee lid that I'm going to spray this into to do the touch-ups. And then I have two more shelves and my wood bin that I'm also going to paint with the paint. I'm just shaking the hell out of it right now. And maybe I'll just take you over and show you kind of where I missed a few spots. So I'm just going to turn you around and show you. I forgot to turn you on. Okay, so chalkboard sign. Just moving around a lot, I'm sorry. You can see the spots where I missed up at the top here. Let's see if I can move this. The sun is glaring, but I want the sun because it'll help cure. And I missed a huge spot right there that I need to fix. And the pink spot where the paint transferred in the car is on the other side. And this is my view from my balcony. I'm on the 18th floor. That is Lake Ontario down there. And a nice big park where my kids play. Splash pad, park, all that fun stuff. Plaza. My kids' school's over there in the distance, you can kind of see it. But this is beautiful Whippy from the 18th floor. Very pretty view. convenience over there. Shoppers, Dollarama, No Frills, Tim's, all the necessities, of course. And on fireworks nights like July 1st and Labor Day and Victoria Day, we see nothing but fireworks. We can usually see the Whitby show, the Oshawa show, and sometimes the Clarington show if it's a clear night. Oh, and I also have, see if I can get you to go down here, playing with the gimbal. We have these. I'm also going to paint pink. So let's get started. So we are just painting up the sign here. Getting all the touch-ups done. Making sure it's beautiful for Saturday. It's calling for rain here on Saturday, which has me a little bit worried. You know, we all would like to have the perfect weather for our market, especially this one being the biggest one of the year for me so far anyway. I did apply yesterday to the Home Sweet Home Festival here in Whitby, which I did last year. Not my best market of the year last year, but still it was special because it's hometown. I wasn't traveling far. It's literally down the street. Like, I can see almost where my tent was last year standing here. This wood is sucking up a lot of the paint too. And I'm just using a paintbrush because I really didn't want to have to take it apart again to spray paint it again, the spots that I missed. Mostly because we left all the tools that I used to take it apart and put it back together at the trailer. So there's that. So now I'm just going to quickly spray paint the other 3 pieces just because I want to make sure I have enough paint to get it all done without doing any extras on the sandwich board. And I don't want to spray towards that because I don't want any pink on the black. So I'm just going to turn this way. I am by no means a professional at this. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just flying by the seat of my pants. And pink all over my fingers. Now, for this one. Alright, so, I have to bring you back up so you can see me. I'm sweaty and gross now, but I'm going to let this stuff dry. I'm going to have to come out and put another coat and catch a couple spots that I missed. But for right now, I'm going inside and I'm going to leave this dry for a bit. Hey, so it is now Monday. I had my show yesterday. And I don't know if you can tell, but I am very, very burnt. Even with SPS 50 on, I still burned. So Phoebe was all done, and sandwich board was all done. And you saw my daughter riding around in her, not her, but our mini Jeep with Phoebe going for a ride at the trailer. And I guess that's the end of this video. I am actually editing the video of the market right now, and it was something. But I will not give you any spoilers. You'll have to watch that video next week. So I will see you next week. Bye for now.